Well, the big news this hour, the world's biggest trade deal has been agreed. 12 countries of the Pacific Rim region have reached an agreement on the Trans-Pacific Partnership, or TPP as it's called. In effect, it's a free trade deal that's expected to cover 400 million people and 40% of the global economy. Let's get more perspective, put a bit more meat on the bones of this, and go to New York. RT's Igor Piskanov's there. Igor, hi there. It's been, as I said, pretty secretive, to say the least, the build-up to this. So now everybody wants to know, well, what actually has been agreed here? It's been central to President Obama's economic agenda, isn't it?
Well, this Trans-Pacific Partnership, frankly, is pretty huge. We're looking at these 12 countries, the United States, Mexico, Canada, Chile, pretty much the countries that go along the Pacific coast of the Americas. Then you've also got the Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and others. And together they make up about 40% of the global economy, 400 million people, and so on. And it's aimed at dropping barriers, easing trade between these two countries. But the thing is, negotiations have been going on for about 5 years on this, and we don't really know a lot about them. Not very much details have been coming out of them, and so they can't really be called transparent. That's why many have been raising the question, is this partnership an actual step forward towards free trade across the world, or are its goals a bit different, perhaps to counter something with a name like China?
We have to make sure America writes the rules of the global economy. Because if we don't write the rules for trade around the world, guess what? China will.
We're still waiting for the final text of the agreement of this partnership to find out the details, and, well, of course, we'll bring them to you as soon as that happens.
All right, thanks for the update for now there in New York, Igor Piskanov. Well, the news has provoked huge online reaction. Predictably, some say it's unwise to take a position on something that you haven't actually seen first. Others are annoyed by the high level of secrecy around the deal. Meantime, millions of people are to be bound by it nonetheless. Looking for the text of the agreement, if you want to try and do so yourself online, will not bear much fruit, thus far anyway. That'll probably change soon, but this lack of information has been ridiculed by creators of this particular website that you're looking there. It says with a large amount of irony that it has the TTP details there. All you've got to do is press this button. Of course, the problem is when you press this button, you don't see anything. That button just keeps proverbially slipping away. Okay, it was a joke, tongue-in-cheek, but it gives you an idea of how little is known about this. Trader and portfolio manager Felix Moreno says the agreement has been pushed through, he thinks, by big business end of the day.
It's going to affect a lot of people, which is why the people who've been most closely involved in drafting the agreement have worked so hard to make sure that it didn't come out to the public, and that the public didn't have as much as a say as they could have. This is an agreement written and negotiated very hard by special interests, by large multinational companies with interests in all these countries. If they saw these details becoming public, it would be much harder for the agreement to be ratified by national parliaments. It's a very complicated agreement, and as is always the case with freer trade, some people benefit more than others. But also, as it's always the case with regulation, the people who help write it make sure to benefit the most.